We will now talk about a case study which is going to be an eye opener on the dilemma that is integrity versus compliance. We have just been talking about it in the module, in module 4.2. Now we are going to see how it is practically seen. So, the bridge project, safety regulation versus local needs. So, what is the background of the case study? It is June 2025, so it is a fairly fresh case study. Himalayan Infrastructure Private Limited, or the HIPL, a renowned construction company, has been awarded a prestigious government contract to build a critical new bridge connecting Shantinagar to a remote village, Devbhumi Gram, which currently lacks reliable road access. This bridge is vital for the villagers' access to healthcare, to education, and markets. The project is under immense public scrutiny and has a tight deadline of 18 months to be completed before the next monsoon season intensifies. Now, Mr. Alok Sharma, a highly respected and inexperienced project manager known for his integrity, is leading the HIPL, the Himalayan Infrastructure Private Limited team, on the site. Now we are going to look at the dilemma. So, the dilemma, integrity versus compliance. During the initial phase of excavation and foundation laying, Mr. Sharma's team encounters an unexpected geological anomaly, a highly unstable fault line running directly beneath one of the main pillars' proposed locations. And when we are building, when there's construction, there's so much of liability. When there is liability, with it comes compliance requirements also. So, the first compliance requirement is a standard operating procedure. We know it as a SOP. Now, HIPL, Himalaya Infrastructure Private Limited, aligned with National Construction Guidelines, the IS codes, strictly mandate a minimum 15-meter horizontal offset from any active fault line for major structural components like bridge pillars. We all know what are fault lines. We cannot have any concrete structure like a bridge on a fault line. So, what is it? That the 15-meter horizontal offset, a boundary or a gap of 15 meters has to be left in between whatever we are constructing and the fault line that is already existing, which is not going to shift. Government contract. The contract stipulates adherence to all relevant safety and environmental regulations. Deviations require extensive reapproval processes which could take months. Again, if that fault line was discovered, the paperwork would again begin from scratch. They would have to again show it and then move that pillar away and then consider the floor plan. Safety audit. Regular government safety audits are scheduled with heavy penalties for non-compliance. So you have to fall in line with the government, but the government regulation is very important because the safety of people, the safety of the structure is very, very important. We have so many bridges which are collapsing, railway bridges which fall apart. So there's lots of fatality which is not very good. Now the integrity challenge. How did it challenge the integrity? Mr. Sharma conducts a thorough geological survey. He discovers that moving the pillar by the required 15 meters would necessitate, because now he is basically responsible. So, what is going to happen? The very first thing that is going to happen is major rerouting. Significant rerouting of the approach road on both the sides, requiring the acquisition of new land, which involves displacing a few small land parcels belonging to marginalized farmers in Devbhumi Gram. So, farmers, their lands will go into this project if he moves the pillar. This would cause hardship to these families, some of whom may have ancestral land in the proposed new alignment. and people are very touchy about such things. What would be the impact on the environment? Cutting through a small ecologically sensitive patch of forested land that is a local bird habitat and a source of medicinal plants for the villagers. So these villagers of this particular village rely on it. The ecological balance will get disturbed if he has to remove that just to erode the fatal the line. Project delay. An estimated delay of 6 to 8 months for land acquisition, which is too big for this project, considering that they already have a margin period of 18 months if we see, and also of environmental clearances and redesigning. Why? Because the season of rain is also there, impacing emergency services, school access for children, and potentially disrupting crucial agricultural transport, which may rely largely on this system. And cost naturally is going to overrun. Substantial addition cost of new land, redesigning, and extended labor is going to happen. Now, what is the conflict, the internal conflict that Mr. Sharma is going to face? The very first is integrity, that is, personal values. Mr. Sharma deeply believes in honesty, fairness, and doing what is right for all stakeholders. His integrity dictates that he must prioritize safety and build a bridge that is truly stable and safe for long term use. He wants to build something which is stable and good for everyone. He also feels a moral obligation towards the marginalized farmers and the environment, the community and the environment. What is the compliance involved in it? The rules, the regulations. The easiest path from a pure compliance standpoint would be to simply declare the site unusable, seek a delay, and follow the letter of the law. This absolves him of immediate personal risk or accountability for the safety of the current design. What is the pressure? He is an employee. He faces immense pressure from the HIPL management, concerned about project delays, cost overruns, and potential penalties. Government officials keen on meeting the deadline for political reasons and public demand. Villagers initially eager for the bridge's completion and unaware of the underlying geological risk, the risk of the fault line being there. Now, what is the decision making process? Mr. Sharma knows that simply building over the fault line, even if he may do it initially, would be of great dereliction, and that will hamper his existence as a professional. His personal integrity also will be challenged. It would risk lives in the long term. He opts for a path that balances integrity and compliance, but it leans heavily on his ethical compass. Full disclosure and transparency. Mr. Sharma immediately halts construction at the problematic villa site. He complies and details. Transparent report on the geological finding, clearly outlining the risk of non compliance with the 15-meter offset, that is, of the fault line. The second is proactive problem solving beyond compliance. Instead of just stating the problem, he proposes an alternative engineering solution that could mitigate the risk and would fulfill the 15-meter offset, or at least minimize the impact of the rerouting. He explores advanced foundation techniques, example micro piling, deep anchors that might provide sufficient stability, the same place but better building structure, even with a reduced offset, while still meeting performance safety standards, if not literal 15 meters perspective offset. He initiates discussions with local leaders to find alternative solutions that are less impactful to vulnerable families of that particular community and propose compensation structures that truly ensure the future well being rather than just legal minimums. He develops a plan for ecological restoration and unavoidable environmental impact also, because we said that's a bird habitat. Now, the stakeholder engagement. He holds open meetings with the HIPL management, with the government officials, with the Devbhoomi Gram village also. So, the short term consequences of the same. There is a project delay. The project faced an immediate delay of 2 months for designing and reapprovals. There was a financial strain. HIPL incurred additional cost for the new geological survey, advanced engineering designs, and extended consultations because of the fault line. Initial frustration. All human beings have. Some government officials and impatient villagers expressed frustration over the delay, not understanding the risk that it involved of the fault line being there and the 15-meter offset that had to be left. The long term consequences. Enhanced safety and durability. The bridge was ultimately built with a more foundation and a slightly adjusted alignment, making it significantly safer and more durable for decades to come, especially given the seismic zone. Strong reputation and integrity of HIPL. HIPL's reputation soared. They were publicly lauded for their ethical conduct and commitment to safety, even at a cost, obviously their loss. This led to more prestigious government contracts and increased public trust in the longer run. Stronger community relationship where they were working. Mr. Sharma's transparent approach and genuine concern for the villagers, especially the displaced farmers whose lands had been taken away, fostered immense goodwill. The villagers felt respect and heard, ensuring long term positive relation between HIPL, the company, and the community. Empowered team. Mr. Sharma's team, it felt immense pride in their work, knowing they built a safe and secure bridge with lots of integrity. This boosted their morale, their retention, and innovation with HIPL, setting a precedent. The case became an example within the construction industry, influencing other companies to prioritize safety and ethical considerations beyond mere minimum compliance. True fulfillment. Mr. Sharma experienced deep personal and professional fulfillment. He was a righteous person, knowing he had acted in accordance with the highest values contributing to the well being of the community and the planet. The bridge became a symbol of trust and safety, not just connectivity. Now, what was the conclusion? Integrity transcends compliance. The case study illustrates that while compliance ensures adherence to established rule and regulation, integrity goes beyond that. Integrity involves consistently acting in alignment with the strong moral principles even when it is difficult, it is costly, or goes against immediate self interest or the letter of the law. So, again, it is a win win situation if we happen to choose correctly.